Yo, what is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today we are getting back into the mock draft grind. Now that the NFL draft has actually happened and we're able to get a look at all the teams, and now that the NFL draft has actually happened, we have a way better idea of the value of all these players. So I think that it allows me to have a better idea with these mock drafts. But yeah, let's get right into it. So I got the 9th pick in here. A little bit later, we see that the board started with Christian McCaffrey going, and then we got Justin Jefferson, and we got a fat run of wide receivers with Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, and Cooper Kupp. I think that's pretty standard. A little bit surprised to see CMC go there, but not too surprising. All right, Bijan got taken, so it's going to be between Stephon Diggs, AJ Brown, CeeDee Lamb. I mean, you're kind of splitting hairs with all of these guys. I would say that AJ Brown probably has the highest upside, and then Stephon Diggs and CeeDee Lamb, also great options there. Can't really go wrong with either. All right, so Diggs got taken, so for me, it's going to be between AJ Brown and CeeDee Lamb. Since we're in the best ball format, I'm going to go with the higher upside of AJ Brown, so I'm going to take him right here. Absolutely love that pick at that kind of the end of the first round. I will say that the first round this year seems to be pretty different than it has been in previous years, where there's no really consensus of where people are going to go and where people should go. So really anything can happen. It's been very interesting. I know it is very early in the off season, but it'll be interesting to see if that changes as we get closer to the actual season. All right, so we start looking the next pick, JT. I think Nick Chubb is probably going to start rising up these rankings here. Obviously, Saquon and Jalen. All right, let's just see who falls to me. Tony Pollard, kind of interesting too up here. Let's just see who falls on the next pick. So either I take a running back, or if CeeDee Lamb falls to me, then I'll definitely take CeeDee, because I almost took him in the last pick. Okay, that's just way too good a value on CeeDee Lamb here, so I will take CeeDee here, because I literally, like I just said, I almost took him in the first round, so that just, I don't know, easy decision for me, especially in the format where we have 3 wide receivers here, so I definitely feel great having AJ Brown and CeeDee Lamb as my top 2 wide receivers. Also, sorry if the intro was kind of rushed. I got into this draft a lot faster than I was expecting to. I've been having issues with it. This is the best ball Mania draft. I guess that makes sense why it starts a lot faster, which I also think that's good because these people are really serious. So I think these drafts will be a lot more realistic to what the actual fantasy drafts are like. Wow, Jalen Hurts as the number 1 quarterback off the board. That's pretty interesting. I don't know exactly where he's in my rankings, but I feel like Travis Etienne is running back 12 a little bit low. And this is also why I like taking these wide receivers early this year, because there's so many good running backs who it's really hard to tell the difference between, who are falling down to the 3rd round. So I absolutely loved that early wide receiver start. All right, turns starting to come up. Nobody I really have in mind. I do like Etienne, obviously like Ramondre. DK Metcalf is good value. I don't know. I'm a Niners fan, but I don't know if I'm that in on Debo for fantasy, especially as a wide receiver 16. I like Lamar here too, especially with all the weapons that he has now, his contract, so he has that certainty. I think that Lamar here is a great value, especially in the best ball format. Man, Joe Burrow getting pushed down to the quarterback 6. I definitely get it in best ball, but I feel like that's good value. Man, this guy double up on quarterbacks? Yeah. I don't mind Mark Andrews either. Not my favorite. I feel like these are kind of high for all these receivers. Calvin Ridley went. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take Travis Etienne. I'm not the biggest fan of the tight end early, and although I do feel good about Mark Andrews, especially with Lamar Jackson being back, I don't know. I still think it's a little bit early for that. I'm going to go ahead and take Travis Etienne. I would love either of them if they came back to me on the turn, but Justin Fields just went, so that's not going to happen. Ooh, wow. Kenneth Walker down to the running back 15. I get lowering him. I still think that might be a little bit low. I haven't updated my actual redraft rankings. I've really just been focused on my rookie and dynasty rankings. But seeing him as a running back 15, yeah, see, Kenneth Walker in the 4th round, I still think that's good value. Seems like I'm not the only person that's not really feeling Debo. But, at some point, he's going to be a decent value. But man, I do not really know what I want right here. I think Gibbs is going to have a ton of opportunity, and same thing with Najee. I don't love taking these running backs here, but I don't love any of the wide receivers. And I like Joe Burrow a lot, but I don't know, just the upside isn't quite there. I'm going to take the real high upside and just run with Jahmyr Gibbs. I don't feel great about it, but I mean, I'm just shooting for the win here. And someone who gets drafted with a 12th overall pick in the NFL draft he's going to get a ton of opportunity, and he's a really, really explosive athlete. Let me know what you guys would have done there. I didn't feel great about any of the picks there, so I would be very curious to hear what everyone else says. Also, the fact that my 2 wide receivers are AJ and CD, I feel pretty good about that. I would have liked to have another wide receiver there, but didn't feel great about the value on any of those guys there. So why not take the shot on Jahmyr Gibbs? I don't mind it at all. All right, my turn is starting to approach again, so we can start looking. It's always a fine balance of looking for people that you want, but then also not looking too early, because then there's people you get your hopes up for and you get sniped. I don't mind Justin Herbert at all here. Jerry Jeudy I can get. I don't know. I'm not really feeling Terry McLaurin either. Who just got? I like Jackson there. Dang, so he got taken. J.K. Dobbins, Dameon Pierce. Those are all good values. Michael Pittman, I don't love either. These are just all guys I don't love their quarterback situation, and it just really makes it hard, at least for me, to really trust them and have them to really like be a part of my team. I like Brandon Ayuk. Okay, my turn is coming up. I think if Justin Herbert's there, that's probably who I will take. I think he has like the same upside as Joe Burrow. Pretty similar. Probably has better Joe Burrow probably has better weapons, so not quite the same, but relatively speaking, I think it's kind of similar. So whoever's going later, I like that. So I'm going to take Justin Herbert here and have my quarterback situation kind of locked up. Now, hopefully some of these guys fall to me in the next round. That's kind of what I'm looking for, but we'll see. I guess my pick's pretty soon, so we'll see. We'll see. That's one of these guys I'm hoping for. Man, I really don't want to take J.K. Dobbins. I want to have another wide receiver, but I think J.K. is by far the best player on the board. And I think, okay, he got taken, so we're good. I'm going to take Chris Godwin or Brandon Ayuk, whichever one is there. I'm glad that decision got made for me. I didn't want to take him, but I would have, just because he was by far the best player on the board, in my opinion. I guess Trevor Lawrence maybe, but since I just took Justin Herbert, I'm not going to take him. Okay, I'm going to take Chris Godwin. I still don't feel great about him with Baker Mayfield as his quarterback, but he's still going to be that kind of easy, short area target for Baker, so we should get a ton of targets regardless of how good he is. So I think he'll be fine. He'll have his weeks. All right, so here's the start to my team. I got Justin Herbert, Travis Etienne, Jahmyr Gibbs, A.J. Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Chris Godwin. All right, I feel pretty good with that. I'm also personally of the proponent, like if I'm taking a quarterback early, I don't know, I guess Justin Herbert is kind of considered early in the 5th round. But if I'm taking one kind of early, then I normally don't try to get a tight end too early. That was part of the reason why I didn't actually take Mark Andrews earlier. I kind of was hoping I would get Justin Fields on the way back. All right, the 7th round has started, so we can start looking. Wow, Brandon Ayuk is still on the board. That's good value. I think Kadarius Toney is a good pick too. I do like Rashee Rice there, but I don't know. I still think Kadarius Toney is going to be solid. Yeah, great value on Brandon Ayuk there in the 7th round. I love that. I love these second-year wide receivers. I think they're always a great candidate to break out, especially I like George Pickens too because he has Kenny Pickett with him, so they're kind of young and developing together, so I love that combination. I think Hollywood will be good in the second half of the year, but could be tough. If you watch my video, I thought Rachaad White and James Conner were both massive winners of the draft, so I actually do like them. Part of the reason I'm not a huge fan of Terry McLaurin is because I love Jahan Dotson. I love his tape, and he's so talented. I think he's so good. All right, actually, I'm not going to say it because I don't want to jinx it because that always happens, so I'm not saying it. I'll tell you who I want gets taken. I mean, you can see at the top of the board. So let's go, boys. All right, I'm taking Treylon Burks there. Like I said, love the second-year wide receivers there, and like kind of their ability to develop and break out into their second year. I was a huge fan of Treylon Burks coming out last year, and he was hurt a lot, so didn't quite see what I wanted to. But he does not have any target competition really in Tennessee, so I'm gonna take him. Feel absolutely great about that. I love that pick. Ooh, Anthony Richardson. I would have taken him as my backup if he was there. Quentin Johnston. Yeah, I think, as I know Jordan Addison went earlier, I definitely think for redraft, Jordan Addison will be better this year, but I love Quentin Johnston. I think David Montgomery is a great value in redraft and in Dynasty where he's going. All right, there's rumors that Javonte is going to be ready to start the season, so if that's the case, then RB28 is an absolute value. So I might have to get in on some of that if he falls. We'll see. Couple more picks. Like I said, I love Jahan Dawson too, so I think I'm going to take Javonte over David Montgomery for the upside, just given where we're at in the draft. Alexander Mattison, that's also another kind of high upside. If Dalvin Cook gets traded or released or something like that, then Alexander Mattison is going to go way up, which I kind of hope because I do have Alexander Mattison on my team, so I would love that. David Montgomery, okay. So now it's between Jahan Dotson and Javonte Williams. This is a tough one for me because I need the running back more, but I probably like Jahan better. But I think the upside of Javonte is nice. So I think I'm going to go with Javonte here because if he's ready, then this is great value on him. So I'm going to take Javonte. So this is not something I've been doing recently, so it's kind of surprising. I think that he's going later on Underdog than he is in most other places, so I think a little bit better value here. But man, I do feel bad about passing up on Jahan Dotson. I love him. And funny enough, because coming out last year, I was kind of surprised when he was taken in the first round, but I was wrong about that, and that's why I do not work for an NFL team. Damn, fat run on the backup quarterbacks, which is kind of unfortunate. I definitely needed one, but I guess there's other guys getting pushed down, so good value for me. So we can start looking now. Oh, Dak Prescott is my backup. I actually do like that. James Cook. See, this is why I just don't talk about the guys, because every time I mention someone's name, see, look at that. I mentioned only 2 people name I mentioned, and they both got taken right away. Man, that sucks. Okay, anyways. Man, honestly, I don't think I want any of these people on my team. I kind of like Brian Robinson the most here. Oh, man, I don't have a tight end. They're all getting taken. All right, well, I'm not going to take one just to take one. That's dumb. I don't really like any of these wide receivers. Yeah, I think I'm going to take Brian Robinson. I thought they didn't take anyone, so I also thought that he was a small winner of the draft, so I'll take my shot on him there. They really seemed to like him last year. I know there's been some rumors about wanting to get Antonio Gibson some more work, but I don't know. Yeah, okay, I agree with this too. Devon A-Chain over Zach Charbonnet for sure. I think I might take one of Aaron Rodgers or Geno Smith. I like both those guys as the backup. And there's not going to be nothing left of my next turn, so I need to take one right now. The tight ends can wait. I honestly don't even care about them. I think I like Geno more for the fantasy aspect, though. I think especially with adding Jackson Smith and Jigba, adding Zach Charbonnet, who's a good pass catcher, Aaron Rodgers in the new system, I think he could be good, but I don't know. I'm going to take Geno, actually. I actually don't mind Samaje Perine down here just for the upside. Khalil Herbert, I think, is a good value, too. And then there's still Dalton Schultz, Chig Okonkwo. I'm a big fan of Chig, especially, I know I do have Treylon Burks, but it's not that big of a deal, especially in the best ball format. And I think that they're basically the only 2 targets there. So I think that he can be Greg Dulcich. Yeah, there's plenty of good tight ends here. I'm not worried. So I think this is kind of the spot where we can start taking some more shots on guys like Darnell Mooney. I like Sky Moore. He just got taken, but I don't mind the rookies either of Jonathan Mingo and Rashee Rice. Like I said, I definitely need tight ends at this point. I don't know if I'll take them right now, but I like both of those guys. Honestly, it's still decent quarterbacks. I don't need one right now, but I do not mind having Kyler Murray as my quarterback 3 if it comes to that. All right, I'm going to take Darnell Mooney here. I think his situation now is going to be a lot better. The offense should be significantly better, and Justin Fields should be passing the ball more. Although Darnell Mooney is the wide receiver 2 now, I think that's much more suited for what he should be in the NFL. And in the 11th round, I guess, almost 12th round, I'm all for taking that shot. I love his talent. Honestly, really liking how my team's coming together. I'll have another pick coming up right here shortly, so we got to see what happens here. All right, this guy has 2 tight ends, so we should be good. I'm going to take Chig Okonkwo here. First off, I need a tight end, and I also loved his talent at the end of last year as a rookie. He really was breaking out, and again, they do not have a lot of passing options there. So at this point, yes, first time I've mentioned someone ever, and they haven't got taken. So feel great about that. I'm going to take Chig here. And I think waiting till the 12th round to take a tight end kind of paid off. Again, also love Greg Dulcich. I love these young guys who did show flashes and then they're coming into the next year where they have more time to develop. I think people like that are great. I'm not going to take him. I guess my next pick won't be for a while, so maybe if he's still there, I'll take him, but we'll just have to kind of see how it plays out. All right, about to be my pick again. Like I mentioned, Greg Dulcich still on the board. I do not mind that at all. All right, and it is my turn again. Is there anyone else that I'm that? Man, all of these picks suck. So I'm going to take Dulcich and make it nice and easy. I don't mind Jordan Love either, or Bryce Young. DJ Chark, I'm pretty met on. I like Juwan Johnson. I think, no, they didn't draft a tight end. Raheem, I guess Raheem for best ball is okay because he should have some games where he's pretty good. I mean, he can still break away for a huge touchdown, but it's not going to be consistent or anything, and it'll be impossible to predict when that happens, but not bad. Oh, I don't mind these guys down here. Josh Downs or Wandale Robinson either. Chase Brown. I think the shot on Dawson Knox, he'll still have games where he has touchdowns. Raheem is the one that's kind of standing out to me. All right, whatever. I'm going to take the shot on him because I still think that he'll have games here or there where he scores a couple touchdowns. And in the 14th round, man, whatever. Oh, interesting. Big run on tight ends here. All right. My turn's coming up again. Let's see. Man. I mean, I'll take the shot on Marvin Mims if he's there. I feel like now that I said that, he's probably going to get picked. Do we think Gerald Everett's still going to be the leading tight end for the Chargers? Because, I mean, I have him on my dynasty team, so I'm all for it, but I don't know. Come on, baby. Give me Mims. Let's go. There's literally nobody else that I want at all, so I'm down. I might. Whatever. I'm a Niners fan, so screw it. If it happens, I'm all for it. And if it happens, it'd be great for fantasy, so I'm for it. I don't think it will, but his draft stock has fallen a lot from where it was a couple weeks ago, so I'm happy to see that because where he was going was ridiculous. I think in like the 16th round as your quarterback 3, that's probably the right area where he should be. I don't really know why, but I'm a huge fan of John Mechie this year. He didn't play at all last year because of leukemia. Obviously, I'm really glad that he's healthy, but he's kind of just going under the radar because of that. And there's no other clear wide receivers in Houston with him. And with CJ Stroud as their new quarterback, I don't know. I think it just makes a lot of sense. And, you know, when you're getting him in like the very, very end of drafts, I think it's great value. Again, probably will go now that I've said that before he gets back to my pick, but I am a fan of him this year, just given where he's going and kind of what the situation is. Will I get sniped in the 17th round? Let's find out. No, let's go. Is it weird to get hyped for a pick in the 17th round? Because I am, so I'm all in on that. Sweet. All right, I think I only have one more pick. Yep. I mean, this is so gross. Kind of like Trey McBride. Robert Woods, Nathaniel Dell. No, I just took Jerome Ford. Only real second guy in Cleveland. That's kind of interesting. I'm going to take one of these guys. Doesn't really matter. I guess I'll just take Trey McBride. All right, but there we have it. Those are all of my picks in this draft. This is from the 9th spot. So I was able to get A.J. Brown with my first pick, and then I got CeeDee Lamb on the way back. But my overall team is going to be Justin Herbert, Geno Smith, Trey Lance, Travis Etienne, Jahmyr Gibbs, Javonte Williams, Brian Robinson, Raheem Mostert, A.J. Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Chris Godwin, Treylon Burks, Darnell Mooney, Marvin Mims, John Mechie, Chigakonkwo, Greg Dulcich, and Trey McBride. I mean, overall, I feel pretty solid with this team. I feel like there's a good amount of like upside and also a good amount of floor. A lot of young guys who can definitely improve over their fantasy value, kind of like Treylon Burks, Jahmyr Gibbs, even Javonte Williams. And then we got some other floor guys. Like I think Travis Etienne will be guaranteed volume. Same thing with like Chris Godwin. Obviously pretty weak at the tight end position, but I really sacrificed that to get these other like elite positions. So overall, I feel pretty good about this draft. If there's anything different that you guys would have done, please let me know about it. Here, we can look at kind of the beginning of it overall. I don't know, nothing that really surprised me that much. I guess Jalen Hurts going as the number 1 quarterback, I definitely understand it. It surprised me a little bit. I also think that Calvin Ridley and like Christian Watson going in the 3rd round is kind of crazy, but I can understand it. I don't know. Like I'm taking Drake London over Calvin Ridley. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this. Let me know what you think about my team. Like I said, anything you would have done differently, please let me know down below. Should have some more mock drafts coming soon, so make sure you stay tuned for those. If there's any other specific content that you want to see this offseason, please let me know as well. I'll make sure to get on that. And until next time, guys, later.